That's how you get her to get out of her seat.
Right. Tristan was here a second ago, and I told her that I was hitting the button, so she jumped up and left us.
Oh, I'm out.
Hello. Welcome to episode 42. Tonight we're talking about keeping your focus. Up and left us. Oh, seriously, did I do it again? Welcome to... It's because we were watching those commercials earlier. You got me watching the Super Bowl commercials. Anyway, tonight we're talking about keeping your focus as a, not even as a reseller, just as an entrepreneur, period. You see it constantly. People are talking about, oh, if I just had more time in the day, or I needed to get this done and I didn't get it done, and I sat in a hangout all day, or, I don't know, watch TV, I don't know. So I thought that we would talk about keeping your focus, which makes me think about, is it Mallrats?
Mallrats.
Do you remember Mallrats?
Was it, I don't know, was it Mallrats or Dazed and Confused?
I think it's Mallrats, because she's like, focus. And he's like, that's what I was thinking. Do you remember that? Anyways, I can't say focus without thinking of that. I'm pretty sure it was Mallrats.
Okay.
Jeff Davidson is stuck on Puppy Monkey Baby.
What is Puppy Monkey Baby?
It was
I did. I saw Puppy Monkey Baby, and I think I saw him post it.
I didn't. I won't even watch it now. It's become too much of a thing.
I didn't watch the thing. I just saw the picture. I was like, I'm not clicking on that.
Wade is here. I've missed you, Wade.
Wait.
You asked about him the other night.
I did ask about him the other night.
We did the that show. The recap.
That show. Which one was?
The late night recap.
Paul's.
The podcast.
That was the the podcast. That's pretty accurate, actually. No, I was like, man, I haven't done a show. I didn't do a show last week. I'm not gonna do a show this week. Screw it. I've got time. Let's just go live right now. And everybody was like, yeah, let's do it. So I was okay.
And then he decided abruptly that it was over.
Yeah, I did. I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I'm going to bed.
I was like, but I can't, Jeff. I can't watch it.
I mean, to be fair, like about the 30-minute mark, I was like, oh my god, what the hell was I thinking? Why
did you go back and watch it?
No, I don't have the guts.
Oh, okay.
I just took your guys' word for it that I didn't need to delete anything, so I just left it up.
No, that's fine. It was fine.
It was fun. Got to see Eric. We haven't talked to him in forever.
We actually stayed up talking to him for a while.
That's cool.
It was like 12:30, I think, when we went to bed. Was it like 12:30 when we went to bed?
Who?
That night, stayed up talking to me, you, and Tristan stayed up talking to Eric.
I went to bed. It was you and her till 12:30. I went to bed at like midnight. I don't know what you did after that.
Who knows? You wish you knew. Okay, so I think going back to trying to focus on the focus thing. I think a lot of people, YouTube and Hangouts are their focus breakers. I can't do a Hangout with certain people if I want to get anything done. Because we just sit there and talk, and there's some people that, I don't know how to say that right, but
I'm the same way, and it's not that they're bad people, they're great people, and I love chatting with them, but if I'm going to work and be in a Hangout, there's only certain people that I can do it with, because otherwise I get nothing done.
Right.
Oh, I'm not saying I don't have fun.
Because I get to talking and I get to chatting, and so I have to hang out with people like Danica that I don't find at all interesting, so there's really nothing to talk about.
I know, right? Like Dusty, I can just not even be on the, the screen, and he can just blab, and I don't have to listen because I don't care. No, but like I can hang out with Dusty. I mean, there are days when we have started hanging out at 7, and we can go until like 5 o'clock when I need to have supper for my kids and work the whole time.
Oh yeah, we used to have those days all the time, especially before we started doing all the shows and everything.
But
I
there's
remember,
like that clique. I can do that with that whole little clique.
we had like our 8 or 10 people that rotated out a little bit, but I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
that was before me, I think.
that was before you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was before me. Like that was the reason why I started doing shows. But then once I started doing shows, then I learned to like focus the conversation, actually do a show, and then all the stuff that we would kind of talk about over the course of 8 hours as we meandered through our day and did stuff that we needed to get done, and just mention something or ask a question here and there. Now it became more focused, like, all right, we're just going to talk about this for an hour, and then for 2 hours or however long we do it, and then that's it, and then we're done, and then we've got our questions are kind of answered. We got more, it focused everything more. That's why I really like that we started doing the shows. But I mean, I'm at the point now where it's just, is your dog barking? Your dog is
I'm sorry.
That would be
Mahoney, Paul would like for you to be quiet.
Your dog
if
is
you could
barking.
hold it down, Mahoney, that would be great. Because we're
Right?
trying to do a show.
Hold on.
But I mean, it helped me because I didn't have to. I didn't spend all my time in the Hangouts anymore. Because I could do a show and get all my questions answered and answer people's questions, get the people on that were going to ask questions, and they would have them ready because they know they only have an hour or two, instead of just hanging out all day. And it's like, oh, by the way, what happened here? Or what am I doing? Like now, I still do it on Facebook, but like today, I had a customer, like, I didn't know this about Amazon. They don't accept delivery confirmation as proof of delivery.
They will. That's what, when I left you a voice message the other night, they will in some circumstances. As a general rule, they tend to not. But I have actually won A to Z claims. I think a lot of it depends on the age of your account, how many issues you've had in the past, whether or not you've had a lot of claims of non-delivery, things like that. But as a general rule, no.
I don't have any issues. And when I send, like, I have, over a year ago, I had to cancel an order because like when I first started selling on Amazon, my very first merchant fulfilled sale, actually, I believe, was a PS2, and the address was not correct. Like, I couldn't do anything with the address. I sent the guy a message like, hey, you have to fix your address. I can't use this address. It won't register or whatever. I can't send anything to this address because it's incorrect. And he never got back to me. And like 2 days later, I sent a message to Amazon like, what do I do? And Amazon just said cancel the order. But when I did, it went against my metrics for an entire year, like minus 500 points or whatever on my whatever score. I mean, I've got tens of thousands of points, so it's not like it even was a blip, but it was still like, there's nothing I could do except, like, maybe I clicked the wrong thing or something because I was new at the time. I didn't really understand, but yeah. Anyway, yesterday I had somebody claim that they didn't receive an item merchant fulfilled, and I've been doing a lot of
message, or did they do it through a claim?
No, they just sent me a message.
Is it a video game?
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to say that on the show, but you got a pretty good chance it was some kid that knows how to get crap for free.
I know. Well, I was just hoping if I sent Amazon a message that they would be like, yeah, like, maybe they just they pull up the customer's information, and they notice that they get they do this a lot, they get a lot of orders refunded. I mean, you would think that Amazon wouldn't want customers like that. They're asking for refunds every time they place an order.
No, and they do probably have bots or whatever in the background that check that. I mean, I know they do. You're only allowed so many A to Z claims as a buyer in your in your lifetime before they will shut your buying account down. But I don't think they have any way to check that, nor do they probably have the staff to check it, unfortunately. And a lot of people that don't have as many morals, there's probably a few buyers out there that have figured that out. Now, I'm not saying that all video gamers are bad people, but every time I had a problem with an item where it showed delivery, and I'm not saying the post office doesn't make mistakes either. It could have got put in somebody else's box.
Yeah.
Was the address anything funky? Did you Google Street View it and all that?
Yeah. It was just a house. The smallest house on the street.
It's whatever. I mean, if it's like a $10, $15.
There's a little part of me that wishes that there was somebody out there that offered a service, like a door knocking service for sellers who sell stuff online. Send that 250-pound bodybuilder to somebody's house to knock on their door and just confirm that they definitely did not receive that item. That might be a business opportunity for somebody. Maybe a new app, kind of like Uber.
We'll send Guido to your door.
That's right.
Seller intimidation. That would work. Don't read the chat.
Wade can't hear us, so I guess it doesn't do me any good to tell him verbally what he probably needs to do, which is probably refresh. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for me, Hangouts are they really don't suck up a lot of my time. They don't. If I'm in a Hangout, then I can walk away and not even sweat it. And if I'm sitting there and somebody else is sitting there and I ask them a question, it's kind of like we're all just working in the same room. It's like we're in our little cubicle or whatever. So I don't really look at Hangouts as a time suck so much. I just don't get in them because I know I'm not going to be in front of my computer at all, and I don't want to be that dude that just is in the Hangout, not in front of my computer.
But I think you get a certain compatibility with who you're compatible with in Hangouts.
That's true.
Who you're not, because, okay, here's a good example. Chad and I do really good in working Hangouts together because we both have pretty much the same taste in music. So, and if I'll go, man, that song sucks, go to the next song, he'll go, yeah, you're right. And we sometimes will sit there for like an hour, never speak to each other, but he's there if I got a question, I'm there if he's got a question, and at the same time, there's kind of this like mutual respect. Like he'll go, hey man, look at something, but he knows that if I'm busy, whatever, I'm not going to go find that Google Hangouts tab, stop what I'm doing, go over there. So it's that kind of like, he'll say, hey man, when you get a second, click over, let me know when you're ready, and click over here and check this out.
Yeah.
Instead of like, hey, you got to stop, because when I get on a roll listing something or whatever, if I'm on that listing page, I'm not leaving that listing page, period. And I feel like, I'm rude to people if I say, hey, I can't look at it right now. So it's like anything else. It's like learning, learning dynamics of learning each other and learning, how you're compatible and how you're not. So some can be productive and some can be, and plus I like to talk to people. So if I get one and it's a bunch of people I don't know, that's awesome, but I know I'm not going to get work done because I want to meet everybody, Yeah,
you want to find out who they are and what they do, and you want to see if you can glean some information or whatever. I mean, like, for me, I don't want to sit there in a Hangout and turn my music on and have my music playing, but I also don't want to, like, mute myself and not be in front of my computer and all this other, so I just won't get in the Hangout. My big time suck is 199% Facebook.
Right.
And Facebook messages and the groups, it's so easy for me to sit down in front and just check Facebook, and 45 minutes later, I feel like I've been sitting there for 2 minutes. But 45 minutes later, I'm like, oh crap, I gotta turn this off. And I mean, I've got friends that I get a lot of messages on Facebook, so I keep Messenger open, and I keep Facebook open just to make it easy to click over when somebody messages me, because I definitely want to be able to get back to people fast if I'm at home. But, I mean, that's the killer for me.
Well, and that's kind of why I'm trying to build, like, my Alabama Pickers group, which I'm about to plug in the audience. So if you're not a member, go join it. That's kind of why I'm trying to I'm trying to build that up because I think, like, I used to be in some of the really big Facebook groups. I'll get totally lost. You know, I don't mind going in there in my spare time, helping answer questions, or it's there if I need to ask a question or whatever, but there's a lot of distractions. I mean, it's great to learn about new things you don't know about and all that, but if you're finding yourself spending hours a day doing that, how many items could you have listed in that same time?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to grow my group to where I don't have to be dependent on following other people's groups. And right now it's kind of small, but if anybody wanted to ask anything in there, I wouldn't even care. They can ask whatever they want to, you know?
Well, plus when you get some active members in your group too, then they answer stuff too. And I mean, like my group, there aren't a lot of questions getting asked, and I mean, people don't really come there for information. It's more just to post the links to my show.
Right.
And so I kind of like having that group. I mean, I'll let other people run their, and like when I'm in the mood to answer questions and stuff, I'll go click on Deb's group or Chad's group or, you know, just one of these other groups that's where people do, like, they go to those groups to ask questions, and I'll hang out there. You know, I mean, I try to start conversations in my group every once in a while, but it's not that big of a deal to me that it doesn't really work. Like, nobody cares. I mean, they're there. I made my group to post links for my show, and that's what people do.
You don't have to live in Alabama. That's just my screen name.
So
you can live wherever you want to live.
I think Facebook it's a time suck for me too, but I don't open it on my computer. Like, I'll only go to it on my phone. And it makes, like, I don't know why, but I don't spend as much time on it if I only go on it on my phone.
Well, that's the nice thing about your phone is you can just download Messenger and not worry about Facebook. Like, I hardly ever check the Facebook app on my phone when I'm out and about, but I'll be on Messenger so much it's just like, oh, ding, ding.
But even with the Messenger app, and it asks me about 5 times a week, are you sure you don't want to turn on push notifications? No, I really don't. I mean, if there's somebody that needs to get a hold of me bad enough that it's such an emergency, they probably will already have my personal phone number.
Yeah.
And I've been out with people that have their Messenger notification thing, and like you can't even get through dinner without their phone going ding, ding, and I'm like, that's ridiculous.
So are you saying that it's a bad thing that I'm more likely to answer you more quickly if you message me on Facebook than if you call or text me? Because I am much more likely to answer you much more quickly if you send me a message on Facebook.
It's whatever works for everybody, but I mean, me personally, I wouldn't want my phone dinging. I hate push notifications. It doesn't matter what app it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I really do. Except
I started turning off all my push notifications. Those bug me too. Like, I don't really want to know. And I mean, I keep the push notifications on for Messenger just because I want to know when somebody messages me. And I like when I'm running around. For me, one of the greatest. It's not such a great thing, I guess. I got an iPad in a trade not too long ago, and I was like, oh sweet, that thing's like worth $200 more than what I'm trying to sell. You know, that's a great trade. And then I started playing with it, and I loved it, and I kept it. But I mean, I use it now for all my Netflix, Vudu, Xfinity, you know, like Comcast, just to watch all my shows and have Pandora playing in the background when I want to listen to music. It's just so convenient to have this little, like, I don't know, 12-inch TV, 14-inch TV or whatever that you can just carry around the house with you as you're working and have that background noise all the time. So I've got push notifications on that because then I can also have people messaging me and it's right there and I know when you know, people are trying to get a hold of me. But
I only have push notifications on for like 2 conversations that I have going. Because
you could do it for individual conversations, but I mean, I don't know. I hate having a device kind of. I hate feeling like my electronics are kind of dictating my life. You know what I mean? Like I miss the days without phones and without everything. You know, people used to talk back then. They used to actually sit and communicate. You know, see my point?
Do you know how many people freak out when I tell them that I leave my phone at home a lot? Like, I'll even leave my phone at home to go source. I don't need my phone.
Okay, that's just weird. I might just say that's just weird.
I don't know the last time that I've ever left my phone at home. Like, no.
I just did it today. I went to jiu-jitsu. I was like, all right. So for me, when I go to jiu-jitsu, it's the day crew. You know, like we call ourselves the day crew degenerates. That is our, because we're a bunch of drunken party animals that, what's that?
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles?
No. Day crew degenerates,
Yeah.
probably not quite as cool of a name as Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but, you know.
Middle-aged drunken falling off chairs during YouTube video turtles? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm done.
Hey, I've never fallen out of my chair. I have fallen asleep in my chair many times, but I don't
That's
think...
true. He's not fallen. You saw him fall out of it?
Well, last week at the end, like Paul goes, "Poof." I don't know if you fell or if you dove or if you just left or cut it off, but it was kind of funny. It looked like you fell out of your chair.
I think you're exaggerating just a little bit, Tristan.
I don't exaggerate. Hello.
Women don't exaggerate.
Like when she just told me that the fire in the fireplace was dying so she could steal my chair.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't dying.
Okay, I'm
Duh.
But no, I mean, like with my buddies at jiu-jitsu, I'll go at 11 o'clock in the morning. We'll train for an hour or two, and then we'll get done. It's like, all right, let's go to happy hour, because, you know, we're all a bunch of dudes with, you know, either self-employed or they've got jobs. Like when they show up for jiu-jitsu, they don't have any other commitments for the rest of the day. You know, so when I don't bring my phone, all I have to do is be like, oh, I didn't bring my phone with me. I got to go home and get it. And they understand immediately.
Yeah, no. Well, I think a lot of it has to do with my kids. Especially if my kids aren't with me.
Oh.
Or am I echoing? I'm echoing from somebody.
Dusty.
Turn your speakers down a little bit.
I told you to turn your speakers down.
I'm gonna kiss my foot.
No. Oh, so he drops out. If I leave and my kids aren't with me, I have to have my phone because,
Yeah.
you know, if there's an emergency or whatever, because Braden has a cell phone, so he'll call, and they typically do call whenever I'm out somewhere. There's something that they need to know. It's not always an emergency, but there's something that they need to know.
I mean, for me, there are days when I have Caitlin, and there are days when my ex has her. So if it's a day that I don't have her, she's responsible. You know, I mean, I trust her to, you know, the people. I'm not worried about her at all when they're out there. And it's not like I leave my phone at home and then go on a freaking road trip for the weekend or something. You know,
Right.
I mean, it's just for a couple hours here and there. But, you know, if my phone dies and I walk into a thrift store, I'm not paralyzed with fear over whether or not what I'm about to buy is going to be a good pickup or not, you know? I mean, half the time I don't even check stuff when I have my phone in my pocket. I just know that it's good money, so I grab it.
Dwayne asked how to turn off push notifications. You just, any private message that you have going up in the corner where it's got what's it called? Like the 3 dots, I think it is on an Android. Let me open up a conversation. Oh, where the eye. You click the eye and it has notifications and you just tap it to turn it off. And you do it for each. You can do it for each conversation.
Chad just said that he was watching some show today, and I am guilty of that. I was like, all right, going through my iPad, what can I watch that I can just put on in the background? I'm not even gonna pay attention to it. Stupidest show ever. Like I was like, Paul Blart Mall Cop 2. Yeah, definitely. I ended up watching it instead of listening for 2 hours. I was like, what am I doing? I got like 2 listings done the entire time I was watching that stupid show. That I would qualify that as a time suck. But
Yeah, I can't turn Netflix on. If I have anything I need to do, Netflix cannot be turned on, and like my server cannot be brought up because if it is.
I got like 30 or 40 pictures done this morning, or 30 or 40 items pictured this morning while I was watching Avengers: Age of Ultron. You know,
yeah, but you've seen it before.
No, that was the first time I've ever seen it.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
I should have messed up.
That is messed up. You didn't see that in the theater?
Avengers? Come on.
There are certain movies that we have to see in the theaters. Like, I don't know.
Okay, so you know me pretty well.
I do.
If I told you I've seen one movie in the last like 4 or 5 years in the theater, what movie was it?
Star Wars.
Thank you. See,
Yeah.
that's it. That's the only thing that I needed to see in the theater. I did see Thor, and I saw the first and second Avengers, and a couple of the Iron Mans. But I always wait for those to go to the cheap theater down the street. You know, it's like $3 or whatever, like $2 matinee or something like that.
Yeah.
I went to Star Wars in like a week or two of it coming out.
We ended up at the IMAX for Star Wars because we were all like, we didn't even get to see it until it was like, it had been out for like 3 or 4 weeks because we kept passing back and forth this freaking bunk. And we went to the IMAX, and I haven't been to the IMAX in years. And it was $80 just for tickets to see Star Wars.
Yeah. I can't believe that $80 for tickets to see Star Wars.
For the IMAX.
Oh my god, screw that. I don't go to IMAXs.
We won't be going to IMAX.
I made it as long as I did without seeing Star Wars, without, like, as much time as I spent on Facebook, I knew nothing about it that wasn't released in a trailer.
Well, that's where not having internet came in really handy.
Yeah.
I couldn't get any spoilers or anything like that.
I didn't get any spoilers. Nobody told. I didn't hear anything about anything except one of my buddies. Spoiler alert, if you have not watched Star Wars, mute it now, or mute the show for just a second. I'm just going to assume.
Dude, why would you do that? That's awful.
No, has it been long enough? Can we do spoilers?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, then we won't do spoilers.
Are you even going to watch it?
Who, me?
Yes.
As long as it doesn't have freaking Jar Jar Binks in it, I'll watch any Star Wars.
Star Wars.
But they killed the entire thing because I grew up with Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and then they're like, oh, new Star Wars, Jar Jar Binks. What the hell was George Lucas smoking?
Dude, did you read the
conspiracy?
Jar Jar Binks conspiracy theory?
I don't know, but and then after that, I'll be honest, I didn't watch the rest of the series. But from what I understand, the new one, you don't really have to know any of the rest of that. It kind of goes back to its roots, I guess. But
yeah, it does. I mean, it's the same old formula for every Star Wars movie. But Jar Jar, you will look at Jar Jar Binks a lot differently if you read the Jar Jar Binks conspiracy theory, and it's like it makes you think a little bit.
Yeah. Is this a trick again? What are you eating?
Bacon, cheddar, black Angus.
That is not on my diet. I lost 2 pounds since last week. I went to the doctor today. My blood pressure is down thanks to these stupid pills they have me on or whatever because they make me feel dumb. And, yeah.
Did she say your poopy pills?
Huh?
Did she say your poopy pills?
No, she said, you forgot to talk to the doctor about getting a little blue pill.
Oh.
One of the side effects of blood pressure lowering medications is it's like, I mean, this whole list, it's like you may have diarrhea, restless nights, vivid dreams, depression, suicidal tendencies, erectile dysfunction, manic depression. I mean, it's like this whole, and I'm like, what the hell? So if you're not,
blood pressure's great.
I told Tristan, I said, I'm going to go in there today, and our doctor, she's so awesome. And I'm going to be like, Barbara, here's the deal. I got ED, and I need some little blue pills. She's like, damn it, see if she'll give them to you. But I forgot to do it. So, which does raise your blood pressure, so I seriously doubt she would have done that. But
You don't need that pill, baby.
Because we so needed to know that.
The peanut gallery from the other room.
Well,
but yeah,
obviously.
They weighed me in. I lost 2 pounds. I told them to subtract 4 pounds from my boots because I already weighed my boots before I left the house, and they weighed 2 pounds per boot. So, yeah, I lost 2 pounds since last week, and my blood pressure was down, so that's good. And it's basically I got to go on diet. My dinner tonight was, thanks to Danica, I didn't buy regular spaghetti that's not healthy for you. I bought the nasty whole grain crap because it was buy one, get one free at Publix. And I had that and some whole leaf spinach and some mussels. They had mussels on sale this week too. I love mussels.
I've been fat shaming Dustin.
And then I did my own popcorn in the microwave, and I bought little brown bags, and I bought Orville Redenbacher. Huh?
Thank you, Danica.
Thank you, Danica. And I just it was actually really easy. I took the little brown bag, folded it over twice at the top after I put in a half a cup of popcorn kernels and I used coconut oil. And some coconut oil, and I microwaved it. Our microwave is really small, so it takes forever, but I did 3 minutes, and that was about the time they stopped popping at the 1 or 2 seconds between intervals, and it was really good. It didn't have any salt on it. It didn't really have any flavor, but that was my dessert.
You can, if you want it to be salted, you can put a little bit of salt in the oil, or you can just, as soon as you open it, put a little bit of salt on it.
I'm fine without salt. I mean, that's really not one of my issues when it comes to high blood pressure because I don't salt my food.
I love salt.
I don't.
Love it.
This is the only bad thing that I do much of anything with. I mean, I eat pretty good most of the time.
I've never had blood pressure issues ever, but I have always craved salt. I can't have enough salt.
You're echoing, Dusty.
I am. I don't know why.
It's Dusty.
Not me.
Yes, it is. I see your little volume bar moving when Danica tries to talk.
Okay.
That's why I'm not talking. Oh, it is.
There it is.
It was.
That's better. Now I think you're good now.
I don't know.
My camera was down.
What? Don't put it down too far. Do you have pants on?
Yes, I have. Oh, no, they're hanging on the back of my chair.
That's why I asked. Because there's jeans hanging on the back of your pants. Or on the back of your chair.
It's because I had to put on real pants to go out today.
Danica is not changing Dusty. Dusty said he needed to help losing weight. Don't say that.
Well,
Chad hates me so
talking
much.
about how they went to the
And
doctor.
Chad's not the one to talk to about losing weight. Oh!
Yeah, I don't think Chad has to do anything.
Now, Chad's gained some weight. He and I were talking about that earlier today.
Really?
Yeah. But he knows what it is, too. I mean, it's like his same breakfast that he eats every morning at Waffle House. So it's sausage and bacon. And I'm like, dude, you know exactly what it is. So, and it's like, and that's pretty much what I came away from the doctor with today is she's like, you know what to do. You know exactly what to do.
Choices. When you want to lose weight, either you burn more calories or you eat less calories.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and for me, I like to eat. But, I mean, I can control myself pretty good. My problem is I like to drink. But, I mean, I can burn those calories pretty easily. Just like an hour of jiu-jitsu is an easy 800 to 1,000 calories. Just annihilated. But that's what you got to find is that one. You got to find something that you like to do that keeps you really active and just do it all the time. Or you have to watch what you eat. And I'm not one, like for me it's easier to go out and do something for an hour a day than it is to like live a healthy lifestyle, like be on a diet for my entire life because
Forever.
I'm the type that I'll be good all day. You know, I'll wake up in the morning, I'll have a kale shake, lunchtime, you know, I'll have a salad, dinner, you know, I'll have something decent, and then like 6 o'clock rolls around, it's like, all right, 6-pack of beer and a tub of ice cream. I'm on it. And the entire day is blown.
A beer, what is it? A beer float.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, for me, beer was dead calorie. I mean, the nice thing about the beta blocker pills that I have to take for the blood pressure is after about one drink, I'm already kind of like, okay. So I told my doctor that today, and she's like, that's fine. She said, your cholesterol's a little high, so try to, if you're going to do it, maybe do red wine instead of beer. But she said that'll be good. Then you won't drink as much, and you'll lose some weight from that. That's what all mine is. I mean, dude, I quit drinking one time for just when I was trying to get really, really healthy, whatever, for like a year, and I dropped 40 pounds in like 4 months.
Before I started doing jiu-jitsu, that was every time I would start tipping the scales over like 200 pounds, I would just quit drinking. And then I would lose 10 pounds.
How tall are you?
Me? 5'11".
I'm 5'9", and I'm right at 200. And 200 is the point with me at 5'9". where I'm like, okay, that's now I'm getting to my uncomfortable zone and ready to.
I was 5'11" and 220 pounds when I started doing jiu-jitsu. And like within 6 months, I was down to about 185. And then by the end of the first year and a half, I was walking around at 170, floating 170 to 175, eating whatever I wanted, drinking whatever I wanted, doing whatever, just train 4 or 5 times a week. That's all I do.
And I've been so inactive for the last year. I've literally stayed in the house, not done a whole lot.
Yeah.
And she just flat out said, today, she's like, if nothing else, just something. 5 minutes to get your walk around the block.
Mm-hmm.
5 minutes to get your heart up and go get your metabolism up.
Tell yourself that your dog needs to be walked every day, and go out and walk your dog.
Dude, that dog doesn't go outside.
She's pad trained.
Okay.
Because we don't have a fenced-in yard, and we went through this when we first got her. Is like, well, we did have a fenced-in yard back then. Then we moved in here, and it's like nobody wanted to take her outside, nobody wanted to walk her, so she uses a pad, and we spend $50 a month on pads, and she does her thing, and you clean it up, throw it away, and put a new one down.
I was laughing because, dude.
That is not. Hold on.
Okay, I was laughing, but oh my goodness. Hold on.
See, I muted myself. It is you, liar.
Well, it wasn't before. Okay, I was laughing because in the chat they're talking about this is supposed to be about focus, and we can't stay on the topic of keeping your focus as a reseller or as an entrepreneur, period. And I told them that they know us, that we couldn't stay on topic if their lives depended on it.
I mean, I think as with anything, it's really just figuring out whether it be losing weight or lowering blood pressure or you doing your business or whatever else. It's just figuring out what works for you. And it's kind of like reselling in general. It's not a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. There's some people that can totally multitask and be in a hangout and yada, 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 back and forth all over the place. And I see them and they're just doing all this. I can't do that. That's not me.
Yeah.
So it's just figuring out what works for you.
Yeah, when I'm in a hangout, I'm either sitting there talking to everybody and, having conversations, or I'm ignoring the fact that I'm in the hangout. So, I mean, that's one of the reasons why I'll just, show's over, I'll get done with the show and I'll leave, because I've got other stuff to do too. But, I mean, I always just kind of been like that, I guess, but
there are certain, it does not bother me at all. Oh, sorry, I thought my kids were walking in, so I turned off the camera. It doesn't bother me at all with certain people to say, hey, I'll be back in a little bit.
Yeah.
And you know me. I mean, sometimes I forget that the hangout's going, and I'll come back and nobody's there, and you know what I mean? I'll completely forget, but there's certain people that I'm comfortable enough with that I know that I don't have to sit there and talk nonstop, but it's nice to have somebody there, and it keeps me from hovering over the boys when they're doing their schoolwork. They can come and get me when they need me. I can go in there when there's something that I need to, actively be teaching them at the moment. And I know that my certain group of friends that I hang out with on a regular basis, that certain group of friends understands. And they don't expect me to sit there for the whole time, and they don't expect me to carry a conversation. Yeah, they don't expect me to carry on a conversation.
Danica and I will be in and I could ask her a question, and she's not even there, and then I just go ahead and do whatever I'm doing, and she comes back 10 minutes later, and was talking to her earlier this morning. She came back in, and she's like, "Are you singing?" Or I forget what I was doing, or something, or some song had come on, and I was like, "Oh, I didn't even know you're in here." But it's somebody there if you need to talk to them. It's almost like having somebody in the next cubicle. You're going to be working, but you don't feel this need to have this dialogue back and forth because you're kind of in your own cubicles working.
Yeah, you're not in the hangout just to talk. You're in there to work. But if you have a question, you're like, hey, dude.
There you go.
I'm echoing on you now, Dusty.
Dude, what
If you want to do working hangouts, and I think they're awesome.
Yeah.
But if you want to do them, you need to be honest with yourself. And if you're hanging out with certain people and you know that you can't hang out with them without being social, just say something. Say, look, love ya. Maybe we can set aside an hour a week to chit-chat or whatever, but I can't hang out with you and get anything done. And don't get butthurt if somebody says that to you. Be understanding.
Yeah, I mean, one of the nice things about the Hangouts is that, like we've been saying, it feels kind of like you're in a cubicle. You're in your cubicle doing your thing. The next guy next to you is doing his thing. Something you can kind of, hey, ask a question, whatever. The best thing to find a little clique is to just start a Hangout and post it in the Facebook groups. Find a couple groups where they'll let you post a link every day, and then just be consistent. Get in there around the same time of day, and then pretty soon you'll have your own group of people that just, if some dude comes in that nobody likes, eventually they're going to get pushed out. I mean, if it's a good group, then the same people are going to be coming in every day. It'll be really consistent. Every once in a while, you'll get somebody in there that doesn't have a mic or a camera or anything. They never last. Or you get somebody in there that's just a jackass. They don't last. They get pushed out by everybody. Or, eventually you get to the point where you don't even need to post the group or the Hangouts publicly anymore.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It is okay that once you have a core group, it is okay to keep your Hangout private.
Yeah, just
you don't have to have a public Hangout.
Yeah, just start a little chat in Facebook where you have your 5 or 10 people, and then you can sit there, and when you're not in the Hangout, you can just talk back and forth to them. Ask questions. I mean, I'm in 5 or 6 different groups.
The other, how we were talking about TV and Netflix and things like that, my thing, if I know I have stuff I need to get done, I tell myself I cannot open Netflix. Netflix cannot be open until I'm done or until 5 o'clock or whatever. And you kind of have to be a hard ass with yourself. And if you can't do that, find somebody that can help you do that. Find that friend that isn't afraid to be mean to you or yell at your, I don't know if you want to be yelled at, but you got to put on your big girl panties and say, okay, I need to work. I know that this, and this are things that cause me to not be able to focus, so I need to not do that, and that. Or set office hours. Say, okay, from 7 to 4, 7 to 5, whatever. None of those, triggers that get you off your game. I mean, I guess it's being responsible. I hate that word, but...
I mean, there's a lot of YouTube channels I subscribe to. I know there's certain ones. One of them is a guy that does a lot of living off-grid. I know that I can't have that playing in the background because I can't get any work done. So I save those videos to watch at night when I'm laying in bed or whatever. Like Scavenger Life, love them, find them really interesting, but they're one that definitely I watch at night in bed, But there are, so for me, watching reseller videos and other people's shows and stuff like that, it's more of a distraction. I mean, that's just how my brain works. So for me, YouTube music is kind of what gets me, keeps me, is my good background.
Oh, I can't do YouTube music. I have to do Pandora because if there's a video that I can watch, I will watch the video if I like the music enough to pay attention to it.
Yeah, but it's all my same songs over and over again, so I've already seen the videos.
I know, but I'll still watch them. I don't know, I can't explain it. My brain's different. Like me, for Scavenger Life, that is perfect for me to just play in the background while I'm working.
Yeah.
And I don't even think about it, and I won't even think to click on it. I mean, I'll just sit there and listen to it. Joe Rogan is probably my favorite podcast. Definitely been listening to Joe Rogan longer than any other podcast. Listen to more episodes of his than any other podcast. And, I mean, to this day, it's all, if they're talking, if I turn that on, then I can do anything and just have that on in the background and be fine. That's super productivity for me. You just have to find your thing. But like I said, if I'm watching music videos, I get nothing done because I end up watching the videos. But if I turn on Pandora, it's great because the music's playing in the background. I got some noise, and I just work.
Like today, I tried to watch the new Gary Vee. I can get nothing done because I have to watch.
I have to see Gary. I have to see his face.
Sitting here doing this the whole time. You come over here. Yeah, let me introduce you to this person.
Well, the V cast or the V whatever, the V whatever it falls around.
Daily V.
Huh?
The Daily V.
Yeah. Class close. You know, and that one literally I can't. I mean, I have to be watching.
I have to look at it.
I miss something, you know.
Yeah.
There's certain. I like iHeartRadio for music. I like that one. I don't know, but I'm like Paul. If I have music playing on YouTube, I'm watching the frickin' videos. Like I can't not watch the videos.
Well, but the ones I watch are usually pirated music, where they, somehow got away from uploading it, so there is no video.
No.
No.
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever. I don't know. Like when you were that Gavin Rossdale song that was playing today?
Yeah.
Okay. It was all I could do to not turn on YouTube to watch the video because I love the video.
I played that on purpose because I knew you liked Gavin Rossdale.
I love Gavin Rossdale. He is awesome. He's number 2 to Trent Reznor.
Oh,
So, I love him. That's something else. If music helps you focus, play music while you work. Like, I can't have silence.
There's a lot of science behind that, too. Music is a motivator. Music is, not to get, like, totally cheesy, but it does stir your soul. It'll make you sad. It'll make you happy. It'll, it does affect your emotions and a lot of, and I have a playlist that's all, like, upbeat songs that I've listened to a gazillion times that I know all the words. So I close my office doors and I sing as loud as I want to, and I do whatever I need to do, and everybody knows Dad's in there being crazy and listening to his whatever music and listening.
Some people can't focus though. Some people can't focus though with music.
Ooh, that's right at the top of your playlist.
What song?
He was singing Taylor Swift today.
I'm trying to think of some Backstreet Boys, but I can't. Wait. I don't even know.
There's
Backstreet Boys?
Little Spice Girls?
There's no Spice Girls. There's no Selena. There's no...
Like, all of those boy bands kind of meld into one...
Yeah. And you don't even know which one's which?
Like, bop kind of thing.
Oh, yeah. Hanson! Don't even lie. Hanson's right there, right?
I could see Dusty listening to Hanson.
I could see everybody in his house going, okay, he's in there working, obviously, when he's like karaoke into Hanson.
No, it's like, okay, here you go. It was like Gavin Rossdale, and the song after that was Joe Cocker with a little help from my friends. And then it was King Floyd, Groove Me. I mean, it's like some weird, then it was like Duran Duran came out with a new album last year, so it was a newer Duran Duran song. And it was like R City, Halsey, of Monsters and Men. I mean, then there's that old Jason Derulo trumpet song, just because I like to sing it really loud and annoy everybody.
Dusty, you were totally in the group last night during the halftime show that was like, oh, cool, Coldplay is in the halftime show, weren't you?
What, in the halftime show?
He does like Coldplay, though.
Woo! What is wrong with Coldplay?
That is not even rock music. That's not even music.
Well, I like Coldplay, but he's just not relevant anymore. And they put him up there with Beyonce and Bruno Mars and tried to make it out like he was the headliner.
So I missed him.
Dude, there's nothing wrong with 80 hair bands. Loves me some 80s hair bands.
Who's talking crap about 80s hair bands?
And
You're talking crap about her.
David Bowie. 9 Inch Nails. David Bowie is like one of my...
Was.
No, he still is one of my all-time favorites. Shut up, Dusty.
Chris Piles, he's like, oh, there was a football game at the Coldplay concert? Actually, that when the halftime show came on, my girlfriend grabbed my iPad and she watched it. I was just kind of listening. It's like, okay, whatever. I don't care that much. But she's like, is that Beyonce?
Take it out of my hands.
Totally grabbed it.
Ugh. I don't like Beyonce.
No,
I don't like Beyonce.
I can't name a single one of her songs. I just know that she's.
If you know the title, then you've got like 90% of the lyrics. Because it's just over and over and over and over and over.
I do like Bruno Mars.
I like Bruno Mars. I love Bruno Mars.
Yeah. Bruno Mars is
good.
Like the whole time I'm sitting there.
Wow, you like Bruno Mars and you made fun of me for Coldplay.
Dude, it felt like the entire time.
You got Justin Bieber on your iPod there, buddy?
That was all I could hear.
Ew. Justin Bieber.
No, I don't like Justin Bieber. I can't name a single song that Justin Bieber has ever sang. I can't name a single song that Bruno Mars has sang either. But I can like, when Bruno Mars, something that Bruno Mars is singing comes on, I know it's him. But Justin Bieber, I don't even recognize his voice. Like, it doesn't even register in my head. Same with Beyonce. Like, it's like, okay, Beyonce.
I just hear like,
I don't know. Seemed like Bruno Mars was kind of like the only voice that I could hear in that halftime concert last night, the halftime show.
I'll give Lady Gaga props for the national anthem.
That was amazing. That might have been the best national anthem I've ever heard in my life.
That was pretty great.
That girl, man.
When she's not being stupid, she's got a beautiful voice.
She is legit. She can sing for real. Like, nobody can take that away from her. She just proved that. I mean, that was legit.
I was impressed by that.
Yeah.
That was pretty awesome.
I mean, I didn't expect it, but.
I even liked a lot of the new country, Coco.
Oh, yeah, well, we did listen to Zach Brown Band a little bit today, too.
Chicken Fried. No, you didn't even let me hear Chicken Fried.
I never got the Chicken Fried.
I never got past sing the national anthem. You're right.
Do what?
Oh, Chad was like, oh, you apparently didn't hear Whitney anthem. No, I did not.
Oh, yeah, Whitney could rock.
Probably killed it, too, but Lady Gaga, there's a certain level where you can't compare them anymore. You know, they're just awesome no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
There's no better, you know. They're just amazing in their own way.
They're just fantastic, yeah. That surprised me, though. I don't know why. I figured I don't know. I just thought she was going to mess it up somehow.
Who was it who messed up the national anthem? Like some big singer a couple years ago? Somebody screwed it up, like forgot the words.
Well, seriously?
Yeah.
Chris Kyle said, unlike when Scott Stapp sang it.
The only person that's ever ticked me off doing the national anthem was Roseanne Barr when she thought she'd be funny.
That's what Tristan just put.
Oh God.
That made me so freaking mad. And we were kids when she did that, and I was livid.
Roseanne Barr is ridiculous.
Debbie Gibson, Lord have mercy. Do you like Tiffany, Chad?
We're alone now.
Oh, come on. If you like Debbie Gibson, you gotta like Tiffany. I like Hank Jr. Why can't we ever stay on a topic? Like,
we stayed on topic pretty good tonight. I mean, there just isn't that. We don't have that many distractions. We're stuck at home most of the time. Like, your distractions are leaving the house, kids, or the internet, or TV. What other You have to cook dinner. Is that a distraction? Maybe for some people that really like to cook dinner. Like, oh, well, I'm home all day anyway. I can start cooking at 2 o'clock, and by the time everybody gets home, then this is going to be the most awesome dinner ever. But they're supposed to actually be working their 8 hours? But then
Yeah,
again,
well,
that goes back to the whole like 8-hour constraint or whatever. It's like you're supposed to work 8 hours a day. You know what? If I can
but
go
we don't
out,
even, like, if I focus and, sit down, do my stuff, I can get done in a couple of hours what would take me 8 hours if I was screwing around.
Exactly.
That's what I'm trying to say. Is,
There are
set a
days.
daily goal and do it. Figure it out and knock it out. That's
I have my days where I get nothing done all day. I feel like a cluster, like nothing. I am completely disorganized, and then I wake up in the morning. I feel like I start doing something. I get distracted. I go do this. Then I get distracted. I go do that. And then 5 or 6 o'clock rolls around. It's like I didn't do anything all day, but I have been moving constantly. And then I have other days where it's like, damn, I got like 60 items listed today. In like 5 hours. Now I can go and like do stuff or whatever. Like when I get on days like that, though, I just feel like I'm on a roll, and I just don't want to stop until I go to bed.
they're making fun of Chad in the chat.
Heaven is a place on earth. Belinda Carlisle was hot.
Oh, I like the cranberries.
Don't get me started on Tongue Fu, Chad. I'm just saying.
Tongue Fu.
Don't get me started.
Tongue Fury.
Let me have
I
one.
told my mom to go watch Tongue
Bear
Fury.
and we'll talk about that.
The cranberries are awesome. Sinead OConnor. I loved Sinead OConnor when I was in like 6th grade. And then she just went freaking nuts.
I never was into Sinead OConnor at all. I didn't even know that she went nuts. I just know that she was the bald chick that was
It's saying nothing compares to you.
Yeah.
a popular singer.
Who covered Nothing Compares to You.
Garbage was an awesome band.
Garbage was
I
awesome.
agree with Chris. Smashing Pumpkins also.
Yep.
Out of that bag or that box of CDs or whatever that I listed the other day, one of them was like Smashing Pumpkins' first CD, like Pisces Iscariot, I think it was called, and it came out like they released it in 1990 or something, like before they got big, and it ended up being like a $25 CD just for the CD.
Nice.
No, nothing. It's like a Smashing Pumpkins CD that's worth $25. All right.
Hey, check out. Did you ever see the shirt I got?
No. Is it a Smashing Pumpkin shirt?
I picked this up in Florida. Hang on. I don't have pants on. I go turn my thing off.
I told you he didn't have pants on.
I have long underwear on.
That's not pants.
Dude.
So I got this for.
It has underwear in the name.
I was down in
He
Florida.
likes to wiggle things.
I was down
I know
in Florida. I was down in Florida.
I'm kidding.
Chad, the Golden Finger Picker, and he took me one of his little thrift stores where all the clothing's
I've
like
been looking for that.
like $1. And I was like, oh, that's a cool graphic on the front. I was just flipping through the tees because there really wasn't anything else in there. And then I look at the back.
Melancholy and the Infinite Set.
That's awesome. That's high school right there.
And that's
Yeah,
worth,
it is.
and
I
that's-
stole it.
And believe it, and it's worth like $60. So
He's been
Yeah, I
lying.
was gonna say that shirt is probably.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's high school.
I can't wait to get in that one.
Don't you do it. Don't you stretch my shirt out.
I'm turning inside out so it can be washed.
Okay.
That's why I put it back.
You can put
John won't let me wear any of his T-shirts. He says they get certain marks.
my booby stretching out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He yells at me if I wear his T-shirts. Huh?
My T-shirts are all wrecked.
Does it really? I don't see it. Like, I don't see what it does, but he swears to goodness that it tears up T-shirts.
They get a little bit of fading, or the collar's a little bit stretched out, or whatever. Like this stupid shirt, you would not guess. This looks like a white T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's a $60 Seven for All Humanity. Like, I didn't pay $60 for it, obviously, but I know what it retails for.
Excuse me.
But I
Blue
mean,
pump.
they get worn out pretty quick. I don't like buying new clothes for that reason. You know, underwear and socks. But jeans and shirts and sweaters and jackets, why the hell would you go and pay retail for something where you can go into a thrift store
Well,
and
I think when you're in this business and you know the clothing that's available out there at dirt cheap prices, and you can have, we always laughingly joke about, you know, Tristan and her shoes and her clothing. I mean, she's got more cashmere sweaters than any woman I've ever met in my life, more pairs of high-end designer boots and shoes and purses and everything else. And I mean, 99.9% of it came secondhand at like dirt cheap prices from some store that didn't know the value of it. You know, she's got $1 million wardrobe on a shoestring budget. You know, it's pretty awesome. So, yeah, I totally agree.
Closet. If I would have paid retail for everything in my closet, I would have spent probably easily $10,000.
I will not buy used.
More than $100.
Like, I won't buy, of course, socks, underwear, bathing suits.
No.
I won't even buy like a used tank top, and I will not buy used shoes or hats.
I buy used shoes if they look like they haven't been worn.
Nope.
Speaking
Feet are so freaking nasty. I can't do it.
Speaking of which, would you sell a used bathing suit though? Of course, after you launder it. Huh?
Nope.
I don't sell used bathing suits either. I
So
do
what do you think?
But interestingly enough, used shoes are probably my lowest sell-through rating. Period.
Used shoes.
Yeah, they're horrible sell-through.
So gross.
Well, pretty much. That's what I gather. But you know, they're also. I don't buy shoes unless they're super cheap. When I go to the weigh and pay, I'll pay $1 or $2 for a pair of boots or a pair of shoes or whatever. You know, but like you get a pair of Converse All-Stars for $1 at the weigh and pay, selling for $15.
I just can't touch them. Like, I can't make myself.
I mean, people sweat in my mouth and my eyeballs every day.
Earlier on that is
so gross.
That is so weird.
Just
No,
from
don't
between the rolls.
ever say that again.
You know, it's got like chunky stuff coming out of the roll with it. Do I bowl? I do, but I don't wear their bowling shoes. I pitch a hissy fit until they agree that I can wear my shoes. I wear my, I have Sanooks, and they won't, so they won't mess up the bowling lane thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Somebody was asking if I would, if I go bowling in the
I
chat.
did a bowling league once for like 3 weeks.
We'll take the kids occasionally. It's really hard on my arm, so I don't do it very often, but if I do, I wear my own shoes.
I just suck at bowling and I drink way too much when I go.
That is the best part of bowling.
Well, yeah, but I don't know.
That's when it gets amusing.
Places where I have the opportunity to drink too much because I always accept the opportunity with full force.
John and I will look at each other. All right.
It's like, did you just say $6 for a pitcher?
Boom.
Thumbs up.
Boom, boom. Ugh. My head is starting to hurt again. I don't understand why I keep getting headaches.
It must be your glasses.
I'm going to get my hair cut off.
Sinead OConnor did it. Why can't you?
No. I'm pretty sure I have a fugly head. I'm just going to get it, like, cut shorter. Because I think my hair is getting too heavy. Because my hair is super thick. Like, it weighs 50 pounds.
Yeah, my
And
hair.
this is the longest I've had it in a long time.
Should I grow my hair back out? What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it both ways. I like it like that, neat, but I liked it longer too.
It's a conundrum. I mean, what do you do when you look good no matter what you try?
I know.
It's
I'm kidding.
Or
I think I'm going to do mine up to, like, I'm not going to do, like, the bob again. I don't want to go that because it's winter and cold. My neck gets cold. But I think I'm going to at least cut it up to my shoulders. My hair used to be all one length down to the small of my back. And then I caught it on fire. And I haven't had it that long since.
Yeah. So people are, I think I've, Dusty, you are echoing again.
You
All
need
right,
headphones.
you're good. You're good. Never mind. You're good. I must have. I think I caused some controversy with my shoe comment, like the horrible sell-through, whatever. I mean, when you buy them cheap enough, it's the reason why I do clothing in general, because like you can buy 20 things, and if you're only paying $1 an item, then you sell one thing and you paid for a whole day of thrifting, you know? So
True.
the sell-through doesn't have to be that great, and everything becomes gravy really, really quickly. And I guess I'm just like, when you do video games, you get kind of used to listing 10 items and selling 5 items by the end of the day, and then the other 5 by the end of the week. And it'll spoil you a little bit, but you're also paying like $5 or $10 for stuff that you're selling for 15 or 20 or whatever, you know, and you're only making a couple of dollars an item. Meanwhile, while you do clothes, you list 20 clothing items for $1 that you paid $1 each for, but you're getting 15, 20, $30 a piece for the items, and you know, you sell one within a day, and then you sell another one the next week, and another one the next week, and but after you've been doing that and you like multiplying, you know, it's like you 10 items every single day, 70 items this week, 70 items the next week, 70 items the next week. It goes from 1 item a day to 2 items a day, 3 items a day. As long as you're consistent, you eventually get to that point where you're selling 10, 20 items a day. You're selling stuff for $20 that you paid $1 for, and that $200 or $300 is all cash in your pocket, and the cost isn't even relevant, you know?
I have been listing on eBay, and I sold some stuff on eBay, and one item was clothing.
Nice.
Boom.
Fat guy pants.
Fat guy pants. They were the biggest. I've literally never seen pants that big. It was crazy.
I listed a pair of 50 by 34s the other day, but when I measured the waist, it was only like a 17-inch waist.
What?
Yeah, but it was laid. I mean, when you lay something flat, they were like super high-rise dress pants. So I feel like they must have went up over the hips or something. I don't know. You know, the big baggy kind of baggy around the hips, and they just kind of
were they pleated?
Yeah.
Were they pleated? Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't. That stuff makes me nervous. I mean, when I see something, when I see a pair of pants that says 50 by 32, and I measure the waist, and it's like 17-inch waist, it's like.
As long as you can tell that it wasn't taken in.
Yeah, exactly.
It should be fine.
That's the nice thing about guys' pants. The measurements are there.
What's the nice thing about guys' pants? Oh my God, he's saying it again this week. I'm just kidding.
Talking about guys' pants again.
Dusty's being nasty.
He already propositioned McCluskey. I mean, I don't know where we can go after that one. The nice thing about guys' pants, like.
Yeah, the measurements are right there, and guys know what size they are, and they don't really complain when they're a little bit off. I don't know. Unless, I guess if they're a little conscientious about their size, then maybe they complain a little bit, but I don't know. I know what size I am, and I've got that range, you know, like 31 to 33, 34. Usually
that's why I like the army pants, That's why I wear the army pants so much, because when the military makes them, they fit like length this to this and waist this to this. So
Yeah.
you can just grow in and out of them. They're awesome. I do have like probably 15 pairs of the old Woodland camo army pants, and that's literally all I wear. And then when they start getting, if they get a hole in them or they start getting, have an issue or whatever, I cut them off and make cargo shorts out of them. So if you didn't know me, you would think, oh my God, this guy wears the same pair of pants every day. But I don't care. They're thick. I mean, they're made for the military, so they're great. They got pockets all over them. They're awesome.
Yeah.
I miss John and BDUs. I loved BDUs.
My problem with military pants is they're ugly. And I like getting complimented on my clothes, especially when I don't pay anything for them. There's nothing better. Like, dude, that jacket, nice jacket. It's like, yeah, I paid 30 cents for it at Goodwill.
You don't tell him that.
No, of course not. But it's like, oh, thanks. I mean, when you look put together every day, you don't tell them that you spent $2 at Goodwill on your entire outfit. You just let them believe.
I don't like to talk about, like, I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like I work a lot harder, though,
To look good?
to look good than somebody that's just willing to walk into Banana Republic and buy whatever's in style and throw it on when they go out.
Guys' style, though, there's
We're
like a classic
Yeah, you can
You know.
stick with the same stuff for a long time.
girl or, women. It's
And plus, like,
stuff
different,
changes.
you can kind of pick your style, too, as a guy. It's like, if you
Mhm.
want tighter fitting clothes, you want looser fitting clothes. It doesn't matter as long as you're kind of consistent and you get comfortable in your style. Then
Mhm.
that's why I like men's clothes, because no returns. Guys know what they want. They buy what they want. And I'm muting Dusty because.
Well, we need to go because Chris's show's going to start before too
Yeah.
long, and I want people to be able to move over there. So don't forget to jump over to Chris Pyle's channel. His show's coming up. It starts at 8:30. So go give them some love.
Let's give them. Let me give the link for you so that.
Well, they can click on his name in the chat. He was in the chat earlier. I don't know if he's still over there or not.
You can just copy and paste that.
Oh, I forgot to add you to the thing. You guys know, as always, if there's something that you want us to talk about but not stay on topic, of course, then you can put it over in the Profit Talk. Either, message one of us or go in the Profit Talk group and just put something in there if there's something you want us to talk about. But we will be back Monday night. Paul might do a show Wednesday. We'll see. Watch the Reseller Wake Up for that. And as always, thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Pick one.